Welcome to the Murphy, Sam, and Jodi After the Show podcast.
So in the show today, we started talking about roosters and hens and how so many people in America have roosters they're trying to get rid of because you bought some chicks when they were baby chicks and you couldn't tell females from males.
For the reason of, I guess...
Eggs.
Yeah, right. Having your own eggs when eggs were very expensive a year ago or whatever that was. Yeah.
Look, regardless of the price of eggs, it's always cool when somebody does that.
Yeah. Well, look,
If you have a
there are
neighbor-
there are plenty of people that that do. Farmers, for example.
My cousin Crystal, where they used to live, Murphy, where we would do Thanksgiving, their next door neighbors had hens. They didn't have to. They didn't have to buy eggs for years, and Crystal and Philip didn't have to buy eggs for years. It was Thanksgiving morning, and pie making was happening, and we were out of eggs, and Crystal sent Philip next door, and he came back with so many fresh, fantastic eggs. Now, as Sam noted, they only lay for 2 years or something like that.
Like 2 or 3 years.
But still, it's just cool.
It's cool, and it's interesting that way, too, because they're all different sizes. They all have slightly different looks to them.
Sure.
They're not all uniform,
Well, good. Would you want them to be some sort of cranked out corporate egg?
I tell you what, though, the grocery store up by me,
Yeah,
they
Sam.
started selling some local stuff from local farms,
Love
beef
that.
and eggs, and the
Love it.
eggs they're huge. They're so much bigger than regular eggs.
That are mass produced.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm buying those. They're good.
Look.
Make sure they're not injecting those chickens with something.
Look, that's not a bad thought. I mean,
Right.
you just never know. It could just be a really rich, female laying the eggs. You just never know. I've never looked into it.
Yeah.
But I do know that I didn't grow up on a farm, but we did have a barn. And because the piece of property and home that we bought when I was in second grade, Murphy, there was a barn. When that was there, my dad fell in love with the property. My mom said she knew we were going to buy that house before we were even in the house because of the land and the barn. And sure enough, he filled it with chickens first. Then we had turkeys. Then we had a calf. We sort of did the farm thing.
The farm
If there's
thing.
a farm thing, you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And so we had eggs like that. We didn't have to buy eggs for a long time, and it was cool. And they are different.
Yeah.
The color of the yolk is just like the sunrise.
Deeper.
There's something about it is really deep, and they taste really good. As long as the chickens are good. So anyway, we were talking about that in the show today. Katie sent this email, and I thought we should share it here. You can tell baby roosters from hens. A hen will get her pin feathers, P-I-N feathers, on her wings first, usually after the second or third day, after they've all dried out from the fluid in the egg sac.
Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know it was that quick.
You can gently pull their wing, and if it's a hen, she will have little tiny pin feathers on the top of her wing, where the big feathers grow down from.
Okay.
I know this is so specific, Katie. You're awesome. In some breeds, the rooster will have little tiny tail feathers first. As they grow, see, you do look at the tail. As they grow, the rooster's comb will be bigger than a man's.
Okay.
Hope this helps you city folk. Lots of love to you guys. Have a blessed week. That is from Katie.
Thank you, Katie.
You really have to know what you're looking at. Even just hearing that. I would have to see it once and have it explained, but that's cool that you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bearded dragons that you have to have help with, apparently, not chickens. Have we been through that, right?
We had 2 beardies. They were tiny, tiny, tiny. Every time they started to grow, we'd turn them upside down, and we couldn't tell anything. But when I did take one of them or both of them to the exotic pet vet, I want to say that you're looking for a little bump.
Or 2 bumps.
Oh, okay, really? I didn't remember. I just remembered looking for a bump.
Yeah, if you see 1 bump, it's a female. I think if you see 2 bumps, it's a male, or backwards. I'm useless on this apparently. Yeah, that's what it was though. Whatever it is.
Well, it didn't matter because we kept them separated. We weren't going to put them together for fear that we'd have a bunch of little dragons.
Right.
And a bunch of bumps. My son, Will, who has the coop that I guess kind of brought all this up, the 5 chickens that they have, the 5 hens that they have, I'm learning these things too as I go.
Okay.
5 hens, they will lay different color eggs. They got 5 separate kinds of hens so that they could get different color eggs and see what they do.
Nice.
Okay.
So
I know
smart.
they're going to have one that has brown eggs, and they had one I think that has blue eggs, and then they have one
green.
that's going to have whatever it wants that day's eggs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Did you find out what they called their little coop?
Yeah, it's they found a sign at a antique store, and so they bought a little metal sign. It just says Chateau Avenue.
Oh, that's cute.
So I guess it's a chicken chateau.
That's cute.
Oh, okay, that is cute.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have to have the funny name.
And by the way,
even
one of
though
their
we kind of
chickens,
wanted it to.
I know they have Olive, Honey, and Pearl. That's 3 of their chickens. They named them all. They told me when I talked to Will this weekend, he says chickens are really not the brightest. They don't.
No, they're not.
Come when you call them. They
Of course not.
They just kind of follow you, or they're interested in what you're doing, but you can't give them verbal instructions.
Of course not. Did you guys think that?
No, I didn't
Okay,
think that.
I
I've
had
always
them.
known. I've always been told that chickens are not very smart.
Okay, I had them growing. I don't know if they're not smart.
Well,
Just
even our
because
friend Randy, who had his coop for a while, explained that they are not smart.
Well, they used to have that chicken in the mall that played tic-tac-toe, though.
Okay, stop it. We
why I
had
thought
them
they
when
were
I was a
smart.
little girl. Mostly they were in the barn and the barnyard.
Yeah.
It was a beautiful barn in my backyard, and then the big barnyard was all fenced in. Very big area for them to run around, and then they would also be inside in the coop in their little coops and laying their eggs and whatnot. But when they would get out, they're super interested in you. So they come to you. They were on our patio. If we'd have opened the door, they would have come in the house. So they're super interested in you. It does not mean that they're not smart. I'm not going to assume that they're not smart just because they won't take a command.
They have a smartness, but it's not. They're not listening to you.
It's not of this world.
Because he said, Will told me that they have them trained now that at certain time of the evening, everybody heads into the coop and they close it up. And in a certain time in the morning, they all come on out.
Fantastic.
He said he was working on his truck last weekend, laying under the truck working on it, and he looks over, and the 5 of them are
They're
standing
looking at him.
They're next to the fence staring at him.
That's great.
I think they're funny. I think their movements are hysterical, and I just think they're really funny.
Oh, and anyway, what I was trying to tell you earlier about one of the chickens, Pearl, she's like silverish. She has Grinch hands. Like the fuzz extra feathers on her feet. So it looks like the Grinch hands.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if it gets in her way of stomping around
I don't know.
the coop.
I'm trying to remember what our friend Randy was saying about the dumb thing with chickens is about saving them from themselves. There are certain things that they can do that they put themselves in peril, and I don't remember what that is. And that's what they mean by that. There are certain things you have to do with the coop, or certain ways
Because
that
they
you
can't
have to,
reason. They don't go, they don't do the if-then
I thought you were going
statement.
to say they can't read.
Right.
Well, no kidding.
No, it's the if-then thing. They don't do the if I go in here, I'll never be able to get out. They don't have that sort of reasoning.
Yeah.
Is what it sounds.
They don't have
seems
chicken
like.
logic.
Yeah. Okay. Trish sent this regarding naming a coop.
Yeah.
Because we had thought of some really funny names.
Oh, yeah, Coupe de Ville.
Trish sent this email. I have a sign on my chicken coop, and it says, the Fluffy Butt Hut.
That's cute.
It is so cute. Thank you for sending us that.
Yeah.
That's cuter than Fly the Coop.
Oh,
Or some of the others
I
that
don't
we'd
mind
come
Fly
up
the
with.
Coop.
I don't
There
remember.
was one that was really funny.
I know, it wasn't Cooperstown.
It's not
was
coming
it?
to me. It's not coming to me. Anyway, we love hearing from you. Anything that you hear in the show, you can always jump in with at murphysamandjody.com, or you can call or text 877-310-4MSJ.
Missed any part of the show? Get it all on the Murphy, Sam, and Jody podcast.